Bear with me. I gotta grab my I gotta grab my tea and stuff. Alexa, play some ocean sounds, please. Okay, guys, just bear with me. I still got to get my incense going for the session. Here's our incense, guys. Get that going on. I also have a little white candle here. So we will get started shortly. Sorry, I didn't realize I hit the button that it was going to go live immediately. Although, obviously, you've seen I've gone live before. So I don't know why it was different this time, but you know how technology is. Anyway, they probably updated something in the development. All right. All right, you guys. Settling in for this reading. Hello. Excuse my mess. But I live in the real world. You know, there's some tarot readers that I don't know what they do with their free time besides do readings. You know what I mean? But I do live in the real world. And I have a home, and I live in the Midwest. And we had some overnight snow, and I have a rather large driveway. So I was out there shoveling my driveway and my sidewalk for, you know, the postman, right? Because honestly, it's like within the next hour or so, it's around. He varies his time, you know, and sometimes we have a sub, you know. But you know what? The dog still barks at the whoever the sub postman is. When I first moved to this neighborhood, our mail lady, her name is Lori, but she's since retired. She told me it's in the uniform is what the dogs are responding to more than the person. Just as an FYI, which I mean, my dog did have an altercation with the police as well. So I mean, but you know, she's a German Shepherd. She's protective of her territory. She's a territorial dog. You know, somebody steps onto her property, and she's going to be like, woo, woo, woo. Anyway. Oh, and somebody, she just opened up the door when she came in. So hang on, you guys. Yes, you. Yes, you. It's weird, you guys. She was out there, but like not helping me shovel. She was just supervising. So annoying. All right. And it is still snowing where I'm at as well, so it's a little annoying. No, I'm not in Mexico with my Deadhead peeps, those friends. Which, by the way, if you're in the LA area, and hopefully you guys are okay where you're at, if you happen to have to stay behind due to the wildfires. I don't know if they're technically all wildfires or if some were arson fires. You know what I mean? Sometimes they find out those wildfires were started by arsonists, and that's really terrible. You know, because these people, you know, people being anybody being displaced from their home is not something nice to be seen. But unfortunately, it's happening. So let's start off. I'm going to do one of the conversations. Yeah, no winner. There's no winner when that happens, you know. Yeah, will the land bounce back, but will the people bounce back the same way? I mean, for some folks, you know, they've, you know, literally lost everything. So I think the Red Cross is one of those organizations that does a good job of helping people with that. I don't know how they are out in that area, but I've heard good things about the Red Cross in my area. So especially folks that have gone to do like volunteer disaster relief, you know, like, you know, go on site and serve food or, you know, help with cleanup, like after a tornado or a hurricane, things like that kind of stuff. But I've never done that experience, but I know some people personally that have, and they found it to be very rewarding. So if that is something in your wheelhouse, or if you are able to, you know, donate to an organization such as that, you know, feel free, right? Because we can't always be right there. It's like, yeah, I feel really bad about this. This is a really hard thing for empaths a lot of times, because it's like hard for us to turn on the news, right? Because we see all this stuff happening and it's like, oh my God, it's so overwhelming, right? But like, we still need to go to work, right? And pay our own bills, right? And do all these things. Again, the glamorous life of a tarot reader who pays her own mortgage and, you know, just had to install a water heater last month. You know, not me personally, but the plumbers did, right? You know what I mean? Like, we all have things, normal, regular things to do in life, right? And a lot of us come to tarot looking for a little bit of joy, a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of fun. So hopefully this can take you into the weekend, right? Look at that again. So the things where it's not a winning situation, leave that in the work week, kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to file folder something, put that in the work week pocket and then say, I'm not dealing with that again until I have to. You know, and sometimes it is those catastrophe things that we have to. But maybe this is something that'll be like, you know what, I don't have like the right kind of insurance on my home. Maybe I need to go recheck that or something. You know what I mean? But as we've seen, like with the hurricanes, some people have gotten not great results from the insurance companies. So yeah, I don't even almost, due to recent events, I don't even almost want to say the word insurance companies on the channel right now. So I don't know if my moderation is in there, but and then yeah, I guess. Anyway, so yeah, leaving that in the work week and leaving that behind, because taking that kind of energy forward with you doesn't give you a winner mindset, okay? And unfortunately, it's like there's just people that want to bring you down to their level. You know what I mean? It's like they don't want to see anybody else winning because they're not winning. But it's like, what are they doing to make themselves win? You know what I mean? Are they really trying that hard? Right? Maybe it's, you know, it's, yeah, January, you know, January 1 has already occurred. What are we doing in the new year? Going back to the drawing board. Sharon Stone's an actress. You know, actors reinvent themselves with each role. Okay, maybe you're not an actor. Maybe you're a mom. Maybe you are now a mom in the career world, or vice versa. Maybe you were in the career world and now you're a mom. Like, your roles can shift throughout your life. The same as, you know, for men. For men, it's a little you know, maybe, you know, women are more tapped into that emotional cycle, and I guess that's something too, maybe to recognize. Maybe tapping into that like Queen of Wands, Empress type vibe, physicality, you know, femininity, things like that, maybe dressing up, makeup, blah, blah, you know, all those kind of fun things, right? The same as people come to tarot readings to, you know, get some joy, right? Out of, you know, looking at, oh, you know, there's some more wildfires again, and feeling hopeless, like, what can I do? Yeah, that's the thing, is like, sometimes, and especially some of the, you know, trolls you might see on the internet, they don't want you to feel this joy. They want you to feel in this despair because it feeds their algorithm of low vibe. Okay. And yeah, whereas you're like, I'm ready to do something different. You know, Sharon Stone's worn her hair long, she's worn it short. You know what I mean? Maybe it's time for a new haircut for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, new year, new you, anything's possible, right? And, you know, you could have, oh, well, you can't do that. Who says who? Says the people that aren't paying your bills? You know, people got mad when Metallica cut their hair too in, you know, 1997. I think some people still haven't gotten over that, right? But what do? We leave that in that bin, okay? All the way over here, out of sight, out of mind, right? Put it in that file folder. Boop, boop. Okay? Think of it as a pile of poo, dog poo, if you want to, you know? Because not every thought's a winning thought, right? Not every thought is a winning thought. Oh my goodness. So I think it is still snowing outside. It's like the tiniest little, it's like little, it looks like a little snow globe out there, you know, so it's very quiet. Which, you know, is kind of nice going into the weekend, right? Like, if you want to go out and get jazzed up, you can. You know what I mean? You can put on your little Sharon Stone cap and say, what kind of sparkly outfit am I going to be wearing today? You know, looking like a queen. Maybe that is you. Maybe you are this kind of Queen of Wands energy. Which Queen of Wands in astrology is Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. Pets. You could be getting a companion animal in the new year. This could be a parrot. This could be, you know, like a bird. A bird, a plane. It's a super pet, right? Somebody who kind of knows us inside and out, right? You know, it's like, you know when you're in your cubicle with your workmates and you're all like kind of just talking, and it's like you don't really need them to respond. They're just a sounding board for you to bounce an idea off of. That's what our pets can do for us. Okay? So we're not just sitting here talking to ourselves, because, you know, sometimes it's just like you just have to say it out loud, and then it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Yeah. So who's happy around their pets, right? Maybe you're going to have a job where you're able to work from home more and see your pet. Okay. Let's do one more. Yeah. You know, I think it's kind of funny sometimes when people tune in to spirituality channels and they think that only certain people are allowed to feel happy or feel joy or any of this. No, that can happen anywhere. And it doesn't matter what your house looks like. Okay. You know, have you ever, you know, I was about, okay, anyway. Charles Dickens comes to mind. Okay. Also, this has been coming up to me as like White House, the WH for some reason. And I think it's because President Jimmy Carter recently passed away. They just like had the last of his funeral proceedings the other day, I guess, or yeah, I think so, because they were showing it this morning on the news I was watching. So, you know, everything in moderation, right? And maybe some people are like, well, what are you getting out of tarot, blah blah. Okay, well, anything in moderation, right? So think about that for the new year, okay? Especially, I want you guys to think about that when you get into these like diets and stuff, okay? Yes, I've tried a diet or two before. It is very difficult. And if you mess something up along the way, then it's like, oh, you failed. Well, think of it as like when you're entering the 6th grade. It's random, right? Entering the 6th grade. Well, okay, you have several tests that you're going to have to take during the 6th grade, right? And in multiple subjects as well, right? But you don't get to quit the subject, right? Because maybe you failed one test. The teacher's not going to let you quit the subject, right? It's the same with maybe, overall, if you've had struggles in your diet, God isn't going to say, well, okay, food isn't for you. No, everybody needs food, right? This is the beauty of how every single person on the planet has the ability to improve themselves if they so wish, right? It's not only by, people sitting in important places, any house in the world, right? And some people are like, oh, you have a house? I only have an apartment. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and I got a yard, right, that I have to mow. It's a responsibility, though, right? This one person that did my hair a few times, they were like, oh, you're so lucky you don't have any responsibilities. It's like, I got a mortgage, I got a job, I was like, I got a car payment, I got a loan payment. It's like, what's she talking about? Like, what, just because I hadn't popped out a kid yet and she had? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, responsibility looks different to everybody. So coming from one person's, it's like we are we are the movies of each other's lives, right? Kind of like, you could watch Sharon Stone, or you could just kind of observe what, oh, well, look at my friends done with their life. That's interesting, right? Maybe I can learn from them, right? And that can happen anywhere at any time. Dun, dun, dun! You hold the power, right? Oh, you might have to put it up into a mirror then, I guess, Diego. Yeah. This is being used on, every device is different. So sometimes it's the other way around. But, if you can't read it now, you can always watch the replay later and there will be captions. Yes. So, anywho, what are we going to get into next? We're about 20 minutes in. Oh my gosh, we've spent a lot of time already. How about let's get the romance, angels. Everybody wants to hear about love life for the weekend, right? Even if you are attached, it's like, well, hopefully they were thinking something nice for me. Maybe you're gonna have date night with your significant other, whatever it is, right? And maybe for some of you, you are, getting out there and meeting people. Okay. Again, there's people online. It's like they spend their whole time online complaining, I'm single, I'm single. Well, do you ever go anywhere? Do you ever get out of the house? God gave you legs. Do something about it. Do something about it. Yeah, passion. Tap into your passion. Maybe starting this weekend. Again, 2025. A great time to be like, well, I'm not really passionate about it. Well, find something to be passionate about. Maybe you discover that you like ham radio. Maybe you end up being one of them ham radio people with the big crazy antenna on the car. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Find something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, get your brain involved and it's going to help, from root to chakra, crown. All right. Keep an open mind. Yes. But your mind has to be open, right? In order to receive some of these things. But if you're just so close saying, oh, nothing's ever, I don't want to go out. No, I can't do that. I can't. Well, that'd be the mindset then, right? So if you open it up, what's going to happen? Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Yeah. Right? Maybe for some of you, it's like, oh, there's nobody I can date. Well, maybe you should try to date somebody that wants to date you. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's all sorts of opportunities out there. And it's like the worst part, what's the worst that could happen? Maybe you end up making a friend out of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, people have all these expectations around dating these days. It's like you're just going to meet somebody and conversate. I just saw this thing, somebody kind of saying it's about blah, 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 and then you talk to them. It's like, well, yeah, you got to even get to the talking stage first. Sharon Stone does more than just look pretty in those movies. She actually has a voice. What does your voice sound like? Maybe your passion is going to help you find that voice. Okay. Deception. Somebody is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So if you are in a relationship, this person is not being completely honest with you about what they're up to. That was something else. Like, yeah. The whole casino vibe is actually kind of coming through on this day. I know it's one of her most famous roles, but it doesn't always come through in my channeling. So there is definitely like a ginger here kind of thing. Like, it's like in the movie Ginger's both admired and hated, right? And there's a certain viewpoint that you might be hard to accept with her character, right? And the way that she falls off in the end, right, is sad, but it's also a result of who she put her trust into, right? Who she chose to run with, because she had to be the one in control. Right? She didn't want her husband calling the shots. No, 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 no. She wanted to call the shots. Even when she shouldn't be calling the shots all the time, and maybe it was because she had too many shots. And you can kind of tell she does a really good job in that movie, kind of being manipulative, drinking too much. I mean, she ends up kind of like restraining their daughter, like, instead of, I mean, like, how much money these people have? Hire a freaking babysitter. What? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So I feel like, collective, there is somebody around you, possibly. If you're in a partnership with this person or not, that they're just kind of not who they say they are. All right. Okay. That one was like, yeah, was sus. You know, like you got tangled up with the wrong one. Remember Ginger in that movie? It's like she's always going back to James Woods' character, which he was just like, I think his house burnt down in the fires too. They just like, he just gave the press some information about that, which I know it's hard to feel bad for these celebrities and stuff, but there's like real people out. I mean, California's like what, the most populous state in the union. You know what I mean? Like California, you know, California alone is like larger than most of the other industrialized nations. You know what I mean? Out there. So it's not insignificant. You know what I mean? Um, and I feel like maybe somebody misinterpreted your significance, and that's why they have this false mask here. Um, or they absolutely understand your significance and they're trying to do this kind of thing in that movie, you know, where she's like, I need a sponsor. Yeah. And then she gets involved with Joe Pesci's character, right? The best friend. Dun, dun, dun. Right. Maybe you're not the going out type. Maybe you just need like, maybe, you know, we don't really have video. We don't have, do we have video stores anywhere? There's might be some open. I don't know. Anyway, you used to be able to go to the video store, pick out a movie, and then, you know what I mean? But maybe you need to pick out a movie for the weekend. You know, watch that, maybe like get some nice steaks or something. Do you know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is. You know, watch that movie. And count your blessings that you're not dealing with a ginger like character. You know what I'm saying? Right? Um, or if you are, maybe it's going to open up your eyes, right? And say, oh, oh. And I feel like what's going to happen too is that, yeah, see, this is it. This is so crazy. Okay, so remember I pulled that joy thing out earlier? So yeah, it's like you guys came into the situation with joy, and this person came into the situation with deception. And yeah, the mask is going to be removed whether this person wants to or not, and it's, yeah, going to be laid bare, right? It's almost like, yeah. Meanwhile, you're going to be on your honeymoon having a good time. Listen to this. This is crazy. It's like you guys are the couple here, and see how they're wearing the masks that they're wearing are like fun, happy, like, ah, we're here at the party, we're here for the Mardi Gras, right? Mardi Gras should be kicking off, right, already. And this person here, it's like they came to like show that they're around, you know what I mean? But it's like emptiness behind, and without, it's like they're envious of this here, but they don't want to show that. Yeah, this is male or female also. This is very non-binary what I'm getting. So this is, so again, the full moon is on Sunday, so this might actually be what's getting revealed to you. Okay. All right. Ooh. Okay. Also, if you're worried about spending money, don't be. So that goes both ways. Like if you have enough money to spend it. Like don't be a miser. And also if you don't have money, don't be worried about spending money. Does that make sense? Like, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. Okay. So, yeah, if you're feeling like there's just never any, if you don't have that winning spirit out of your interactions, you might have to have a heart to heart conversation where it's like, is this something we need to continue doing, or, are we just calling it, you know? And maybe it's because of this type of activity, right? Where you're having to walk gingerly right around a situation and you don't want to. You're like, look, this is my house. Why do I have to be tiptoeing around people? That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, especially people that don't pay their bills around here, don't contribute in any way, right? Good thing I scraped off my stuff. Didn't I say the mailman? Period, right on time. This situation involves marriage. Must have had a lot of mail today. Poor guy. Having to walk around these neighborhoods. Yeah. Anyway. Talk about a workout. Yeah, how many steps do you think he gets in a day? Anyway, so yeah, for some of you, if you do have this heart-to-heart conversation, you're going to choose to move your relationship forward in this direction. Okay? And, this could be, again, this could be anybody. Like, you don't have to be a billionaire to get married, right? In some states in the United States, all you have to do is be two consenting adults. I believe that's how the rules are in Australia. I think that's why they kind of say like partner down there. They don't say husband or wife. They're like, who's your partner? But I think that's a nice approach, right? Thinking of people as partners, not subordinates, yeah, he's my husband. He has my honey-do list. Go do. You know what I mean? And it's like, is there any reward? You know what I mean? It goes both ways, doesn't it? Right? Okay. Yeah, let's continue with, I think it's time to tap into some tarot. And I will finish with some Moonology. See, this is when it would be nice to have a cube mate. So if I forget the Moonology, hopefully somebody in the chat can remind me before we end the reading if I haven't done the Moonology yet. But, sometimes folks hop in and out of the chat, so I don't really know what goes on. I'm trying to focus on the channeling and the messages. So I am going to go ahead and get some of the Lovers Oracle here. See what else we have to say. Because this karmic-y type Sharon Stone ginger energy, somebody also could be a redhead. Nothing against redheads. My high school boyfriend, I guess, for lack of a better, whatever. It was a million years ago. That's how it feels anyway. I don't know if he's married now, but he's like a dad and all that, you know what I mean? All that stuff. Like everybody gets a chance to grow up, right? Unfortunately, some of these karmics don't grow up, and since they don't, they're like clinging to the collective, like help me, and it's like, again, you have your own. Don't you have your own two little feet? I mean, I see people coming in on wheelchairs at the gym. They're getting around. How come you can't walk your little friggin' legs to the refrigerator and get your goddamn soda you're bitching about? Come on now. You know what I mean? It's like these people want to boss you around like they're freaking billionaire Elon Musk or something, and they ain't got no freaking dime in their own pocket. Hello? And the reason they ain't got no dime in their pocket is because they might be spending yours. Like Ginger in that movie. I'm telling you, man, that's somebody is that is who they are. I mean, this could be that person. How could you ever forgive the mess I made? Yeah, for some of you, it's not forgivable, right? And you might have to like forgive in your heart. For some of you, I mean, I understand some people don't really believe in forgiveness. They just don't do it. But for people who are more empathic or religious and stuff, forgiveness is an important step of moving on and moving forward, right? And really what that means is turning the result over to that higher power, right? Just like Ginger in the movie, who thought that she could be in control of the entire situation. Well, look what happened. Somebody else decided to be in control. The universe, right? And she met her end in a, yeah, right? What'd they say? She had like $6,000 on her and in jewelry left. So basically she was down to hawking her jewels. True story. I mean, she was one of the most like popular kind of Vegas hostesses. I can't remember if she was a showgirl at one time or not, but you know what I mean? And everybody loved her. She was very charismatic and all this stuff. You know, it's based on real people, you guys. Same with, all these people you're watching on TV, watching them on your phone, you're watching them on Instagram, wherever you're watching them. Realize you're seeing, a snapshot, right? Okay. Some of these people look this way because they have personal chefs at home. For the rest of us, we might be lucky enough to live, be raised by our mothers who make us nutritious foods. Right? All right. This love is crazy. Yeah. Somebody definitely wants to express how they feel about you, and they definitely want you, yeah, this is this person here, about the soulmate thing. They want you to keep an open mind. They also feel like they are not winning when they are not around you. I'm hearing that Macy Gray song again. I was channeling that a couple days ago. So the song, I Try. Maybe this person is trying to have some relations with you. Conti. Yeah. I mean, for some of you, it's going to be like this, right? Within this framework, like you're going to be in some kind of commitment together, right? Yeah. And yes, folks, this goes on in any house across the world, right? People be like, oh, we can't talk about that. Especially religious communities like, oh yeah, that's right. Abraham and all his friggin' sons and all the sons loving Abraham or whatever. I mean, how did all them kids get there, y'all? But we can't talk about it? Come on. Good Lord. And for some of you, I mean, Some of you anyway. You're going to enjoy this with your special person, your partner, right? It's going to be enjoyable. Yes, there are people everywhere that enjoy it. It's not a sin to enjoy the joy, right? It's like going to a movie and say, "Oh, did you like the movie?" "Yeah." Right? "Had a good time." Some people be like, "Oh god, there's too much sex in it." Dun dun dun. Secret's out, folks. Science says, yeah, that certain things need to occur in order for, we to even be speaking on this at the moment. Okay, so, the weekend is a time to let your hair down. On Sunday, you can get real crazy if you need to. If you got too wild over the weekend, although for some people, Sunday is their social event, right? So for some people that is like, they like to dress, it's not just about looking good for the Lord, right? But it's also about looking good for people they might want to impress. I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that, right? Maybe you're not the type to go out to some bar alone or something. I mean, there's some kind of weird people that hang around bars sometimes, right? There's weird people that hang around churches too, but yeah. Please do what is best for your heart. So yeah, this is maybe in the conversation you're going to have with this person, this heart-to-heart conversation. Like, especially if it's not a winning situation, and they're just like, they want what's best for you, you want what's best for you and them, and whatever, right? It's the person who doesn't want the best for you. You know what I mean? Where they see you with somebody else and they're like wishing, like really bad stuff on you. You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, okay. And you see how this guy here, it's like they're all far off. It's like, well, if I wasn't making you happy, then like, why are you, you know what I mean? So, if you wish this person like healing and forgiveness, you might want to say it from this point of view, saying, please do what is best for your heart, right? Because obviously it's not here with the collective at this moment, right? Maybe it's somebody else in the collective that's on a different part in their journey that's better suited, whatever it is, right? Okay. Let's see what else comes through here. I wish to be like you. So, I feel like this person is wearing this mask in part because, yeah, they might admire you. They want to be where you're at. But they're not really, they're just not willing to do the work, and did you guys ever see that movie? Was it the 21 Days movie with Sandra Bullock? And she plays like the recovering alcoholic or that recovering addict, right? She's addicted to pills and alcohol, and her boyfriend at the time's like kind of an addict too and stuff. And then they always get in there, they say like the serenity prayer, right, at the rehab place, and when she goes into rehab, and they would say like, it works if you work it, right? It's like, but they're not doing that work. You know, they're not reciting those prayers. You know, and when they're in the rehab facility, they have to clean their own rooms. And she has an attitude about it when she gets there, like, right? You know? Okay. Versus recognizing that it's a privilege to have a room to clean, right? Moms be mad. This house ain't clean. This house ain't clean. This house ain't. Yeah, it's a privilege to even live in a house, isn't it? Not everybody has one. Some people just lost theirs. Entire neighborhood's just gone. Completely gone. You know, these people were not packing up their, some people are not gonna have any photographs. Some people lost their pets. You know what I mean? Like, can we say a little collective prayer for those animals, right? Crossing that rainbow bridge, that their owners are gonna see them again. Yes. Because it is true, all dogs go to heaven, right? I imagine that's with the rest of the animals too. You know, I just happen to be a dog person. Obviously, some of you guys that were on earlier heard. If you are in the chat today, please do hit a like, thumbs up, for the video, or consider subscribing to the channel. I am going to do a little bit of tarot and then that Moonology, I think, and then I'll be done with this reading for the day. So I think I'm just going to use the original Rider Waite here, you guys, keeping it simple with the tarot today. So for those of you that aren't really interested in the tarot portion, thank you for joining. Sorry guys, my lips got all like chapped out there doing the snow shoveling earlier. Yeah, this was me pushing the snow around. I have a snowblower too, but it's not like it's not ready to go yet. This is the time when every Midwesterner like rethinks their life choices of living in the Midwest, right, where there's snow. But it is the weekend, so whenever you are tuning into this message, a lot of the messages I feel like are timeless in a way, depending on where you're at with your journey. So I do have other readings available out there on the videos tab and on the live tab, but I do post all of the most recent readings in the community tab. So let's see here. You guys, some of the things I hear, these messages, like that's like a separate, like 18 plus. I'm probably gonna have to do like a separate 18 plus, but it would be nice if I had the subscriber count, then I could do it like as a members only, you know what I mean, like type thing, because the YouTube doesn't like, they'll censor certain things if you talk about. Okay. The Lover's card. Look at you guys. Wedding, heart-to-heart conversations, the Lover's card, sex with you. I mean, keep an open mind about your soulmate. I don't know who this person is, but I think they found you. So you'd be like, I don't even know who this person is. Well, they know who you are. They know. Yeah, it's definitive. That's also them saying this, like they're hoping that they are the best decision for your heart, but they understand if for some reason, and maybe it's because they know and you don't, right? So, for some of you collective, this may like come as a shock, a surprise. You'd be like, I haven't bumped into you in 6 months, or you know what I mean? Like maybe you don't see them at work anymore, maybe you move towns, like whatever it is, you know. Pisces. What is around that full moon energy? Yeah. So there could have been a little delay in the program, right? Kind of finishing out this dreamscape, okay? Yeah. And I'm not trying to rush through Capricorn, but then we're gonna have Aquarius and then Pisces, and it's like we have this full moon. And I believe in Western astrology, it's a full moon in Pisces as well. So it's interesting that this is in the sacral, and again, you have, you know, what's in the sacral, guys. Okay. So if you don't know your chakras yet, okay, do a little bit of research. I also have some chakra readings out there that are labeled as chakra readings. So if you are curious about some of these things that I'm saying, go back and watch one of those readings and learn, okay? The Three of Cups. Yes. Expressing gratitude, expressing that joy. Yeah, maybe you are saving for some remodeling project or something. That doesn't mean you can't, you know, take a break along the way and celebrate the progress that you've made, right? Um, I just happened to have a visit with somebody earlier this week, and they had done some improvements to their home that they were telling me about. And, you know, so it seems like they've been working very hard, right? And it's like, okay, now, you know, maybe that's the delay. That's spirit telling your body, like, look, it's okay to kind of relax here, and it's almost in a playful way, right? Because the universe knows how hard you've already been working, right? Mm-hmm. You know. So yeah, maybe you can go to your local pub, or you know what I mean? Whatever it is, a safe journey's distance, or have your Uber app on your phone, you know, handy, or you know, cab fare, whatever you need. And you know, guys, you don't have to use Uber, those services or whatever. Any tavern will has the number of a cab company that they can call for you. And usually they will go to those places, like, because the cabs know how to get, you know what I mean? It's very easy, all right? So, just saying. And those people have to follow, like, rules and regulations by the law, you know. I've been an Uber driver before, so, you know, but, you know, it is, I understand it is a risk for people. Some people don't feel safe doing that, but, you know. I grew up out, you know, among the weeds, so Scorpio, listen to this. Mm, mm, mm. I feel like somebody is worried that you are going to break their heart. Yeah, this love is crazy. This is the sexual energy, the scorpionic, yeah, where it's like, um, you know, the song "I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight," right? It's that kind of like, whoa, okay. Um, where somebody's been opening their heart to the new experience, okay. Maybe they had, you know, maybe they've been married, but you know, maybe they've gone down the aisle before, right? And it didn't, and it turned out like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because they were finding this person at any house except their own. Just saying. So, you know, soul may differ from your usual types and expectations. I feel like for some of you with this, you're going to get some messages that are, you know, close to kind of like the natural world. All right. That's going to help you understand what is happening. Okay. So these could be kind of like spirit animal guides, is what I want to say. I am not an expert in that area. I've only had the experiences, and because of my ability to tap into that, you know, I can visually see that stuff using my third eye. Okay. So I understand how to connect the feeling that I have in my solar plexus and whatnot. So again, that's when you're aligned with your chakras, it helps you make sense of these energies. Okay. For some of you, you may need to go see some kind of healer. You know, that could just be as easy as going and getting a massage, right? Don't you feel better after having a massage? I mean, you know, those sports athletes, they do that all the time. You're running around, maybe working, you know, picking up your kids, or you know, I mean, it's like, yeah, go and get a rub down, right? Go get your toesies done, right? Get your mani pedi time, facial, whatever it is. All right. Yeah, I'm hearing that. Who sings it? Is this love or am I dreaming? Is this the love? 'Cause it's really got a hold on me. That one. It was like in the 80s. You guys, I'm your Virgo hermit. I was just talking about this kind of the start of reading. It's like, you know, I'm out here living a real life, right? Some people sometimes you want to like stay in. I only want to work on my projects, blah blah blah. Virgo is just very focused, right? And maybe, you know, staying in with your significant other, right? Watching some movies together, having some good food together is, you know what I mean? That can be fun too, right? Um, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm laughing, but I'm laughing at the visuals of these karmics and what they have done, because the audacity is like off the charts. Okay, this is why they're karmic. This is why Ginger ends up, you know, without custody of her daughter, right? Remember that? She does not have her kid at the end in her crummy apartment. You know, if you see it at the end of the movie, it looks very, you know, I mean, it's not a building that you walk into that brings you joy. You know, I'm not saying apartment living is bad, but her apartment didn't look so great. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So for some of you, getting out of this hermit, talking to other people, surrounding yourself with like minds, right? It's gonna do two things for you. It's gonna clarify that you needed that time, right? And that when you do go out, it's like you have your spiritual protection around you now. Okay? You're following a higher law. It's like, yeah, you can venture out, but you can still find your way back because you always have this guiding you. Okay? And for my rock and roll fans, this always reminds me of the Stairway to Heaven poster, right? Which I had a copy of that in my bedroom as a high schooler. I might even have the poster in one of my closets in storage somewhere here now. That's one of my what I should be doing on this snowy day project. But we had to have some fun too, right? Okay. So, yeah, King of Cups. Somebody is definitely wanting to share their emotions with you. So how they, Jesus, how they feel. All right. Okay. This person is scared that you're getting away. It's like they want to hop in the boat with you, or they want to hop out of the boat that they're in and start swimming wherever, whichever direction it is that you're in. Like they kind of are in this like jumping bean energy here. You know, got ants in their pants, right? Okay. There's also a song called Jumping Bean by oh my god, it's Tracy something, I want to say. Tracy Bonham. She's the one that did the Mother song. Not Danzig Mother, but Tracy Bonham. Mother. I have a cover of that on my Ophelia's Band channel, by the way, if you guys like my singing. So, Communist Party of Mississippi says question mark. I didn't know there was a Communist Party in Mississippi. Thanks for dropping into the chat today. Make sure to like the video on your way out, right? Which will be happening soon because, woo, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, we got to just make a decision here. So collective, you may have multiple opportunities that you're weighing this weekend, okay? The overall guidance here is for you to draw upon your strength. Again, Leo energy, what was I getting earlier? That Queen of Wands. So I feel like collective, even though you exude this, you know, real attractiveness, it's like you're able to balance it. Like you don't let it get to your head. Okay, is what I'm getting. Okay, as promised, you guys, doing the Moonology here. What do you think about them apples, right? Don't you love that movie? I sure do. One of my faves. I think I also stopped like sweating from being outside, you know. So now I can actually get cleaned up properly after my snow shoveling effort. Although I should go out there and check to see how much more has come down. It looks, it's kind of, yeah. I don't know how much we're supposed to get today. It's winter. It's the Midwest. Chances of snow. Yes, every day, right? I mean, at least I don't live in the UP or something. You know what I mean? Like, holy cow. All right. That's basically Canada, right? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. What was I saying? Balancing things so it doesn't get into your head. Right? Yeah, I can get all gussied up like Sharon Stone, but that doesn't mean I am Sharon Stone or want to be Ginger. You know, making choices like that. Right? Like, she played on that energy and then it played her. It played her. Isn't that a Vegas story for you, right? Maybe that's, you know, part of the heart-to-heart conversation you have to have with this person. You could be like, look, you're a gambler. I can't be with somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like, and maybe it's not, you know, table gambling or whatever. Maybe it's, you know, gambling with other things. You know, taking unnecessary risks, you know, gambling with your health, Whatever that is, right? Where you're just like, look, um, that's not how I want to live my life, right? Yeah. A time to give rather than take. All right. So Virgo here. So yeah, you're thinking about what you have to give, okay? Because you're grateful for what you have, right? It's like, yeah, as you're pushing forward, you're looking at what you're going to, like, what's your legacy going to be? What mark are you going to leave, right? And you have a very balanced approach about it. Your approach isn't about using deception. You and your loved ones are safe. Cancerian energy. So yeah, this moon in Pisces, if you're not, partnered up with whoever this is that you want to be partnered up with, you're worried about them, you know what I mean? Yeah, they're safe, right? And why is that? Because they are as level-headed as you, right? That's part of, meeting somebody at the level that they're at, right? Expect powerful change. Yeah. Yep, new year, new you, new opportunities. So, you got the Lover's card to start. Maybe it's like, oh, I haven't had a love like this before. What is that song? Mm-hmm. Love like this before. Right? So, imagine if you had that to deal with versus the toxicity. What might happen? Something good, right? Just like when we, first started off the reading, thinking about joy. A new romantic cycle begins, okay? And maybe for some of you, it could be you're going to fall in love with a hobby. You're going to fall in love with just something that brings you joy, something that brings you happiness. And you also know, and something that you also know how to protect so that others cannot taint it. All right? Does that make sense? All right, you guys. I am over an hour on this reading, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. Virgo is here, Scorpio, Pisces, and Gemini, right? And also the Queen of Wands energy was coming out earlier. So, which some of that could be in reverse with the Ginger energy, right? Again, if you did have trouble reading anything that appeared on the screen, you may go back and watch the video later, as there will be captions added automatically by YouTube. That's the kind of AI energy that I like, you know what I'm saying? Things that make the world more accessible to others, right? Somebody says, sometimes I wonder how people can go through life and do this BS at the same time, like WTF. Yes. Understandable, right? And I think that's part of being able to protect your energy, right? So for some of you, I feel like in 2025 is going to be the year where you learn, as Vision Goddess says, observe, don't absorb, right? The energy. So it's going to put you in the mindset that you need to be. All right. So for a lot of you, yes, you are coming out on the other side. All right. You may need to get some stones such as carnelian, you know, work on that sacral. You know, it's gonna open up your heart chakra. I mean, who says you're not supposed to enjoy your sacral? Who says you're not supposed to enjoy your solar plexus? Who says you're supposed to enjoy all of these things about yourself, right? Okay. So, a time to give rather than take. A time to give to yourself all that time, all that study versus letting other people take, right? Understanding your gifting and giving it as it should be so that people are not taking advantage of you. Mm-hmm. No hate, no offense. I know it's a personal question. How do you pay your bills? With money, like everybody else. All right. Anyway, mysteries of the Orient here being exposed on Manifest Wisely. U.S. tender. Also, if you would like to make a donation to the channel, I do have my PayPal listed in the description. I also have it listed in the main information in the channel. But the 100% free way, the 100% free way, right? Just as we have freeways in America where everybody can get on if they have a vehicle, right, and travel to a place of employment to make money, which, as I stated earlier, I've been an Uber driver before also, which you get money for to pay bills. I wonder what this person, God, does for a living besides go onto YouTube channels and ask questions. But, you know, I get it. Not everybody has things to do during the day like I do. I would suggest you get busy, Gad. Right? Don't they say God will provide? So time to look in the mirror, right? And take control of your 2025. Again, if you would like to make a monetary donation, those things are listed in the channel description of the main page of the channel. I will be posting this video to the community tab, but the 100% free way to support the channel is to subscribe to the channel or to like this video. And of course, you can always come back and watch the replay and retype all of these comments in so we can all enjoy them. Because for some reason, the live chat comments just aren't coming through into the replays once they're uploaded. So not everybody gets to see all your wonderful comments. So, you know, if you feel like it, feel free to go ahead and jump back on once it hits the platform officially as a saved video. So until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye.